If you want to go fast, you have to go alone. And if you want to go far, you have to go together.
Leana Less, the VP of Global Consumer Marketing for Aveda, part of the Estée Lauder Companies.
Stay on your gold list, do the things that you're brilliant at doing, and continue to do that even better. That's what people need to do, is hone that skill. I feel like in every mid-year or year-end conversation that I have with females on my team, they will all come in with the blacklist. Here's the things that I'm so bad at. I am so sorry. Please forgive me because I didn't do this good enough, or I didn't do, everyone comes in with such a level of honesty and self-awareness, and I'm going to be so much better. And it's like, no, you're not. That is not who you are. And that's okay. But let me tell you who you are. And that is brilliant. Please don't lose that. I started back in South Africa. That was where I was born and raised, and started in the advertising industry in South Africa. One of my clients was Coca-Cola. And so pitched for the account, won the account, had a brilliant relationship with the client. And then they offered me an opportunity to join Coca-Cola and look after media for them for the African continent. And Coca-Cola, as most corporations, is really an unstable giant. There's constant reorganization. I always use that as the opportunity to say, wow, what would I like to do? So if we're going to restructure this team, what can I do? What can we do better? Through Coca-Cola, I had a brilliant opportunity to move out of Johannesburg into Istanbul for a few years, and gaining quite a few additional markets when that happened. Moved to Dubai, and then from Dubai ended up in the Atlanta office. Coca-Cola is so good at doing storytelling. But as I was looking at some of my peers, I realized that because Coca-Cola didn't own that last mile to the consumer, that was where I started to see gaps in my own skill set. As the agencies were all talking about precision marketing, I really started to question, what does that mean for my own growth and development? Do I need to also find an opportunity where I can be closer to consumer? And so hence I made the move. I was a deep subject matter expert for honestly close to 2 decades in my career. And so for me to step into this role, I'm learning every day. There's so many exciting things. And also because this brand has such a unique route to market. You've got your salon business, which imagine if you're a marketer. It is a dream. It is a dream to have that part of the business where consumers can come in and be a captive audience for a minimum of 45 minutes in an environment where it is all about them, where it's all about giving them that experience and giving them that wellness moment from a marketer to have that deep emerging experience for the consumer that they come into every 6 to 8 weeks of their lives. And on the flip side, that really fast retail opportunity where you do need to innovate, you do need to change. You need to innovate at a seasonal pace and come up with new, insights that really, result in products, etc. That is what the consumer desires, or that she doesn't even know yet that she desires. Execution has to be perfect every day to ensure that every dollar is delivered. And yet you need to dream big enough so that as you're moving every day, the destination towards you're going is the right destination, is a big enough destination to ensure that you're going to win. I realized that I had such a cultural block. You grow up in Africa, it's a very structured environment, everyone wears their uniforms, and there's a great respect for your elders. And I brought so much of that into my career, where I would say in the beginning years of my career, I would never engage with senior leaders because I wasn't senior enough to have that. My respect for them was so high that unless if I was spoken to, I would not speak up. I would not seek them out. I would not contribute in meetings because it was not my place. The amount of opportunities that I've lost, to learn more and to interact with people more and to get more feedback earlier is something that I really, truly wish that somebody told me, is that there's a difference between respect, and still being respectful versus saying there's a hierarchy and you need to play in your zone. Transparency. We are very transparent of what we want to achieve. We're very transparent of are we getting there, are we not getting there. And then I think I'm also very resilient. I don't get thrown off. If things aren't going well, let's find a solution. Let's find a different path. That energy and that power, I think, is what I think from a leadership perspective. And I start to see that in my teams as well. But believing that anything is possible, it's just the path is not always necessarily the way that we've defined it, and having the flexibility to pivot if we need to. For me, strategy is as much about seeing the big picture, but also distilling it into those smaller steps and into those bite-sized chunks so that people can start and not get overwhelmed, and that they also have joy along the journey versus just having that big end goal, and it just seems like it's going to take 3 years to get there or 4 years to get there. You need to be super clear about the little winning moments every day to make sure that people stay motivated, so make sure that people keep getting fed. I think everyone at Aveda is so focused on the planet, is really so focused on the mission, and to have that as a grounding piece. I will tell you, even when we do creative, the way in which we look at nature, I see everyone in the room getting so inspired. So many of my team members just in that wellness space, so close to nature, to really just find our inspiration from there and make the world a better place. That's honestly what everyone wants to do every day, is to just go, how do we put something in the world without taking away from the world? Set boundaries. It's not a great example to say to people to go, man, she can work every hour of the day. I don't want to be that. And I think it's really important for your teams to be able to see that you do have balance. It gives people permission to be their whole self. And I think when people are their whole self, they bring a better part of themselves to you as well. And the second one would literally be individualization. You need to be able to see what people are good at and task them to do that. Number one, the team is more productive. Number two, people feel more rewarded. An activator. I'm going to start. And if I get to that stop street, I'll figure out what to do and I'll continue to move. But I don't wait for the green light. You just need to start moving versus waiting for everything to be aligned. Coca-Cola supported the Nelson Mandela's Children's Fund. And so we got a beautiful letter from Nelson Mandela that we used, and we put it inside all the Coca-Cola bottles, and we distribute the Coca-Cola bottles all over. And it was literally a beautiful message on the 1st of November for International AIDS Day, where he literally said, you know, it's not a pandemic, it's a human rights issue. This is all about, we have to come together and make sure that we fight this disease as a nation. It was so beautiful, and it was just one of those, and we left it in such unexpected places. People would go to the cinema and the bottle would be on their seat, or we would leave it in their windowsill, or, you know, just somewhere in the middle of a parking spot. But just that subtle seeding of that message. There was no paid media, nothing. Very meaningful message from one of the most powerful people on the planet, delivered in your brand. There was just something about that some moments you just can't repeat.